up, everybody? Welcome to the Burndown YouTube channel. Today is a special unboxing. It is a new channel sponsor and friend of the channel, and I think just friends in general. I met this guy named Parker when I was at LS Fest West this year. He happened to be pitted, maybe like 4 or 5 spots or something down from me. We had really bad weather on one day, so when the event wrapped up, I believe it was Friday, the weather was kind of bad. I walked down for something, and I was walking back by myself. Sun's kind of going down, and here's this trail of some type of fluid leading to a truck, and a gentleman laying under it pretty much by himself. And he was a vendor. He had the tent up and the stuff. He had a really bitchin' green truck. So me being me, being nosy and friendly, I was like, how's it going? And he pops out from under his truck and we start chatting. I notice he has a War Performance throttle body. We start talking. I make the poor guy, give me his spiel because I was actually interested in the product he had. And the rest is history, and that's kind of what led us here today. And hopefully I don't disappoint him, because I kept telling him that I would bring people over and make him give the spiel. But I call it that, but really it's information that he's giving on his product. And it was fun to watch and listen to him pitch it. And also, the thing that I really enjoyed about this product is it's kind of near and dear to my heart because I had troubles with this. So let's jump into this thing. I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to give you my own pitch on it. And I believe in it enough that we're going to take this thing, hopefully, and prove it on Rocky Mountain Race Week. Granted, we're not going up into the Rockies this year, but we're going to do over 1,000 street miles, a bunch of racing, and hopefully this thing helps us make it through the finish line. So let's get this bad boy open, get the party started. Oh, I'm terrible at this. All right, let's check this thing out. Bam. So his company is called allthefuel.com. And if you are a betting and guessing person, you might be able to kind of guess what is in the box. It is an awesome fuel filter, right? Not just any fuel filter. These things are fantastic. So I ordered an extra element. He gave me the big boy stickers because we got to put them on the ride. I would imagine that your standard setup is going to come, with the sticker and everything in here. Obviously, we're going to rock this on the car, and we're going to put it on the trailer and everything for Rocky Mountain Race Week. And then these are awesome because it's like chrome. I really dig these, dude. Those are cool, nice and flashy. So it's a whole kit. It comes with the AN fittings. I told them what size I had. This is a mounting, nice rubber Adele clamp, and it looks like, what's neat about this one is it's a 2-part deal, right? Actually, that looks like it swivels. Maybe obviously you mount it through that, but obviously it'll be easier to get in and out, because the ones that just kind of go around, they're hard to bolt in and out. Ask me how I know, because I've done it that way for a little while. But this will be slick. Bam. Bada boom, bada bing. And the housing itself. So let me one-hand this, hopefully not dump it on the ground. Look at that. It has the logo, everything on it. Come on. Whoo. That is a nice looking piece. Looks like it's laser etched, anodized black. So it's loaded. This thing's ready to go. Let me spin this thing off of here and kind of share and show you. Actually, technically, I don't really have to. Let's do this. So I can just one-hand it. Let me set you guys up again. Set you over here now. We did the unboxing. You can see me, hear me talk, and then I've got 2 hands free. So let's go over some bullet points on what makes this filter special, right? Because you're probably looking at it and you're going, dang, that looks like something that I can get off of, Amazon or whatever. What's the difference? How much is it? Why do I need it? Well, if you guys know and you followed the channel long enough, you know that I had a lot of fueling issues with the Malibu. I chased my tail for, it was well over a year, probably 2 years. I went through multiple pumps. We could probably call War and ask, but I would say at least 4 pumps or something stupid. It was stupid, right? I kept plugging filters, and I worked my way all the way up to a spin-on. It's a transfer pump filter is what it is. It's not even for the application I have, but I was like, man, we got to run this because I just need the volume because I keep smoking my pumps. And then I did a pre-gauge pressure gauge so I could see if my filter was plugged in, all of that stuff, right? Well, that's what intrigued me with this. When I looked at his product and he said he'd give me the spiel and the shtick, it was just him and I. He was selling it to me like there's a crowd of people, and it was really cool. His enthusiasm, and he believes in his product. And the thing he didn't know that I'm gonna let the cat out of the bag here is that I knew all about fuel, and I knew all about fuel issues, and he essentially solved the same exact problem I had with an elegant, awesome, affordable solution, right? Granted, the spin-on Tractor Supply stuff, yes, it is fairly cheap for what you're doing, but it is not as elegant and as nice as this. And the Malibu's getting a little bit better these days. And also, packaging-wise, this is a much better bet. The spin-on deal, the way it mounts, you have to hang it down like it's kind of a thing, right? A lot of people don't cut the trunk floor out of their car, so you might have your own bag of issues trying to mount a spin-on filter like that, as where this is going to be much more mounting-friendly option. So, first and foremost, what makes this thing special is it outflows the competition. It is stated that this thing will flow 7.5 gallons a minute plus. One of the ways that they do that is, if you notice, this is wide open, as we're like when you look in here. This matches the inlet. If you look in other filters, they neck them down, and what makes this one special, and they don't have to neck it down, is if you look inside, it has a stainless element. It's got to be stainless perforated element in there that gives this thing structure. This thing it won't collapse, right? This is a very sturdy piece. There's a bunch of extra pleats in here. You can see there's a bunch of them, versus on some of the cheaper filters you'll just see like a handful of them. Well, that gives you more surface area. If you unfold it and you open it up, the more pleats the better. That's for surface area. So and then the inside structure makes it so if it does get dirty or whatever, or you're running those high volumes of fluid through it, it won't collapse under the pressure and the suction of the pumping through this thing. So that's what makes it cool, is that it will outflow the competition, and it stated 7.5 gallons a minute. So that's a lot of fuel. Like the big boy air motive pumps and stuff, you could put a 5 gallon a minute pump through this thing here, and you shouldn't have any issues. It's, like I said, the metal skeleton is a big deal. It's all Viton O-rings, so it's E85 friendly with all your different fuels. It's compatible with that. It has a super low pressure drop. He had a little setup where he had, the pressure pre and post filter on either side of it, and he'd run the pumps and it would circulate. So it was ultra low pressure drop. And then when I install it in the car, I have the same setup on my car, although I suspect maybe with injectors, there might be a little more variance, but I mean, it is what it is. Even on my spin-on filter with all that stuff, it's funny because I think it'll be interesting to see if this does a better job of PSI, drop across this than that big old honky-donk freaking spin-on guy. We'll check that. The filter rating on this is a microglass filter. The filter rating is a 10 micron. It says right here 10M. He has the pre and post. This is a post filter. This is before your injectors. You want to run a 10 micron because you don't want particles in your injectors, because they will stick open. It will fill your cylinders with fluid that is not compressible, and then what happens after that. So you do need a good quality filter regardless of what you do, and 10 micron is pretty much the standard for your fuel injection needs. So it is an absolute rating. So it's 99.7% rated to catch the 10 micron particles, as where the industry standard is only 87%, right? So if they're 87%, they go pass or fail, this is good. 87 and up, cool. Well, these are an absolute, so this is 99.7. So there's a better rating there, better filtration. You're getting your bang for buck, you're getting your money's worth. Last but not least, I hope I'm doing good on the spiel, is pricing. So, here's another cool feature though too. Outlet, right? Inlet isn't marked, but outlet is. I know on cheaper filters, they don't say that. And then you kind of guess, and there actually is, there is a direction on filtration. So you want to go in from this side, which would be the filter facing this way, and the fuel comes around it and through the middle and out. So you can, if you get a cheaper one, people think if you want to go in and then have it come out around it, that's actually the improper way. So it's nice that this is labeled, and then he already has it loaded, so that way you won't forget. Last but not least, you guys are probably wondering, what does this thing cost, right? What's the catch? What does this thing run? Well, it is a good option for people that are looking for a high quality filter. A comparable option for this, or a comparable apples to apples, would be like an Aeromotive filter. We all know Aeromotive is a well-known brand. We also know that they're pretty proud of their products. A comparable filter of this size and flow and everything would be 240 bucks. This whole kit, mounting everything out the door with your, you don't get an extra filter. I ordered this obviously to have one in my bag for Rocky Mountain Race Week. So you would get fittings, you get the filter, you get the sticker. I mean, the sticker's gotta be worth something, right? And then you get the little mounting option. It's 140 bucks shipped in the continental United States. Obviously, if you guys are in Australia or other countries, I'm sorry, but you can reach out to Parker and figure it out, because I'm sure he can get you one. But in the continental US, shipped 140 bucks. I know there are cheaper options, like I said, on Amazon and everything else, but I can't stress this enough. Especially all the guys, you want to go turbo, and everybody wants to make power and do all this stuff. Your car is only as good as your fuel system. I know Hap will back me up on this. We see it all the time on the dyno, at KPs, all of it. I don't know how many times that you run out of fuel. Everybody always runs out of fuel, right? Well, a lot of that is pump. Some of it is actually the way things are routed. But a big portion of the routing is this. There's choke points in your system. A filter being one of them, because it's important. You have to have it. You're not getting around putting a filter in your car. And say you're cheap and you want to do the $70 Amazon or whatever. I've learned that you want to buy the good unit, and you buy once, cry once, but then it's done. You're going to be cheap. You're going to buy the cheap unit, and then when you upgrade, you just bought the cheap one and the better one, right? So we are going to prove this thing out on Rocky Mountain Race Week. I don't plan to have any issues with my stuff. My fueling issue that I did have, for those of you wondering, was the fuel level sender was actually made of plastic, and the E85 would eat it, and it was plugging the filters that I was running. It would even plug this one, because that was my own bonehead stupidity. So the filter in that case didn't matter that much, because I was plugging it with plastic, and then it would back up and blow the pumps out. So we haven't had any filtration issues for quite a while. We figured out the plastic issue. I'm actually building 2 brand new fuel cells for the Malibu, and we're separating it to an E85 tank and then a drive tank. But I'm going to wire everything together, and all the fuel is going to run through this. And this is my post filter, and this is pre-injectors. I don't have a pre-filter because I have internal pumps and they have socks on them. But if you're running an external pump, they also have a 100 micron stainless element as well. So you can have, you want to pre-filter the fluid before you put it through your pump, and then this would be filtered before you go through your injectors. So if you have any questions on this thing, please feel free to reach out to me. I hope Parker jumps on this video if he has a YouTube or whatever, and he can get you guys in the comment section. The website is allthefuel.com. It is right here on the sticker. We can put it in the comment section, note section. Please go support the guy. He was great. He's a good time. He was a great sport. The fluid, by the way, on his truck was power steering. He has a really badass full-size Chevy turbo big power unit. I didn't get to watch it run because he'd made the decision to actually try to sell his product while he was there instead of go, screw around and break more stuff on his truck, I guess. But I'm excited that he's on board. I can't wait to get these things installed, tested. We'll run it. And like I said, I have a backup filter. That's the other thing too. You can go through them, and you can go on the website, and then you can get replacement elements as well. Last but not least, they are a microglass, so they're not a cleanable element. They trap it with the microglass, and then it is a disposable deal. The stainless one, I believe, would be, if the pre-filter would be a unit that you could clean. But all of these, they're all microglass. They protect well. They hold up to all the different fuels, obviously all the fuel. But it is going to be a replacement item when things do get dirty. So that is that. I hope you guys enjoyed my spiel. Thank you very much, Parker, for being on board. I'm looking forward to putting this in. It's going to look sexy. It's going to protect the fuel system in the boom, and then it flows, because sooner or later we're going to have to turn the car up. So we're going to need the fuel, and all the fuel's on board. Thank you very much, you guys. I'm out.